first off, this was a challenging preparation overall with Phil leaving us, and I can't tell you how proud I am of the group of guys in the scouting department, the coaches, everybody. This is as interesting and energizing a collaboration between a large group of people that I've been involved with in a long time, and coaches who did a lot of extra work and did a lot of extra traveling, and scouts who, again, because of the circumstances and the change, with the college director and people having to be reassigned different duties and a lot of things happening, a pretty amazing job by a lot of people who had to change things. I thank them an awful lot. So we came, and I know we talked about the Devin and Daquan earlier. And so we had 3 more picks to finish up the day. And with Cyrus, Jerome, and Junior, we feel like we got 3 more good players. And these were guys that, as each round started, we said, boy, I hope this guy's there. And fortunately, in the case of Cyrus, he's a back, one of the most productive backs in Big 8 history. Big 12. It's still a Big 8, guys, isn't it? But I like that. It sounds better. But a tremendously productive back, and another guy who was he and Tannehill were the leaders of that football team down there. And I made a trip down there this year, saw this guy again. He played injured, played with a big problem all this year, and he continued to be productive and as a team leader for Texas A&M. Then the next round came around, and Jerome Long is a player, another guy, fortunately, I got to see this year out at San Diego State. He played the nose for them. He played a number of positions on the inside. He's probably not a nose build-wise for us. He's just about 300 pounds, 6'4", a little bit taller, longer, linear type player who's probably going to come in and be lined up initially at the defensive end position. But another guy, he's a team leader, high motor guy, tough guy, and a really, really smart guy. And then our last pick, the end of the day, was Junior Hemingway out of Michigan, and an interesting guy just because when he went to Michigan, I think that there was a lot of his production was limited, I think, because of the offense that they ran up there, and a guy who has really good physical tools, has good hands, and again, his production, I asked him when we talked to him on the phone, I don't know how a guy catches 2 passes in the Sugar Bowl and wins the MVP by only catching 2 passes, but, I guess he does the best with his opportunities. It's I want to know if there's been any other player to win a bowl game MVP with only 2 receptions, but at the receiver position. But that may be a tough one. We'll Google it later. yeah, they were in the end zone. That's exactly right. So that's how we finish up the day. And like I said, this has been a tremendous collaboration by a lot of people who worked really hard. And in all truthfulness, you guys have been working hard, and I appreciate you sticking around here. This is late hours.
You're obviously in the middle of signing guys right now. Like you said. And as you always say, free agency's not over. You might add some guys. But the bulk of your personnel acquisition is over. Now you're kind of moving into the football phase. Practice will be starting here pretty soon. What's it like for you seeing this year's team on the practice field for the first time? And is that a big event for you every year?
I can't wait till it happens. I can't wait till the first day of minicamp, or the first time we're actually allowed to go out on a football field as a team, as this whole new group. And just to go back to your other point, though, I mean, we've already started, along with the rookie free agents. We're upstairs working the phones on a couple of veteran free agents now, too, now that we saw how this whole thing unfolded for us. And I can't wait. I can't wait. It's you go through all of this, your team changes, you have this group of guys that you really care about and you love, finish the season. Some guys, by virtue, for a lot of different reasons, there's change, but now you've got the new team. We have the core of the 2012 Kansas City Chiefs intact, and I can't wait to get out on the field and watch the guys.
Is there anything different about that feeling this year as opposed to any other year?
No, I think it's always exciting. You know what I mean? And the day it'll always be exciting. You know what I mean? It's just a different kind of excitement from when you play, and then when then you're working, and then as the time goes on, it's still really exciting. I wouldn't say one year feels more exciting than the next. If I know that they've always been exciting. If it's never exciting, then I need to go do something else for a living.
Since you're constantly, every year, trying to recreate the chemistry, recreate the team, when you look back at the end of last year, how much were you guys hurt by not having any of this
Any of
off-season program for your team where it was last year?
Well, I think it hurt everyone. I mean, obviously, no one had it, so it impacts everybody. I do think it may have impacted us a little bit differently than some maybe veteran teams, because we had a group of guys, that we drafted in 2000, in 2010, that was a good class. We brought them in. They had their rookie minicamp. They had part of that little part of the offseason program, training camp, a season, and then the brakes are thrown on. So their development was held up a little bit. And then, of course, you have that whole incoming rookie class last year where, they're up and running in August, so it was different. I think, we are still a young football team. And I want to say that last year when we started in August, we had one of the, if not the, but one of the youngest football teams in the NFL when we hit that 53-man roster. And so I think it did impact us a little bit differently than some other teams. But we weren't the only team in that boat, though.
When you have a rookie minicamp?
We have a rookie minicamp, not this weekend, the following weekend is what we're looking at. I want to say it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yes, as a matter of fact, I know it is. It's Mother's Day weekend, which, yeah. Yeah, exactly right. Sunday, the last day of minicamp, rookie minicamp's Mother's Day.
After that, when can they return?
They can actually come back. They can, well, depending on what their school situation is, but if they are done with school, if they've graduated and their school is out, they can stay beginning on Monday. The way the league had initially set it up, Bob, was that they weren't going to be able to come back till the Wednesday. I want to say the 16th. Yeah, Wednesday is the 16th. But now everyone in the league told the league, why are we making them go home for 2 days and then come back? So now they can stay through and begin on Monday as long as their school is out. And we'll work through all that, because that's one of the things we have to pay attention to with the rookie free agency is as soon as we have the players, we have to then look, the league sends us a list of schools, and then we figure out from there.
As far as your draft picks go, do you have anybody on a quarter system or a late system that may miss?
I got to be honest, I have not checked that list yet. I haven't checked that list yet.
Adam, you got one more? John?
90-man camp roster with college free agents. Do you think that means more guys coming in that route?
Yeah, I think, something we talked about here too is, by the end of this week, we won't necessarily be at 90. We're going to leave some spots open because, again, there's some veteran free agents out there already. And as the draft was going on, I don't know, what the rumor mill has heard or hasn't heard, but there's a number of veteran players that are about to become free agents in the next couple of days here. So we're, I don't know, again, we don't have to be at 90, and it's nice to have that cushion. So we'll eventually get there by training camp, I would assume.
Bob, you got anything else?
Yeah, just a clarification with Wayne Bell.
Yeah.
As a franchise player, he can come in and take part in all the work in the offseason program, correct?
The way it is, Bob, is we've extended the tender to him, and he has the choice to either sign it or not sign it. And once he signs it, then he needs to do whatever's required of a player. Now, the voluntary off-season program is not a requirement, but mini camps would be. Or if he doesn't sign it, he still has the option to be here or not be here. And I want to say that there's 2 or 3 players who have been offered the tender, haven't signed the tender, but they've signed a waiver, essentially, doing that. So it can be done either way.
So there's nothing in the rules keeping him away right now?
No, there's not. No.
Okay. You good, Bob?
All righty.
Of your remaining veteran free agents from your team last year,
The unrestricted free agents?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
are you basically, I don't want to say cutting loose on those guys, but did the draft put you at a point where they're down the list now?
You know,
As far as
we-
your interest?
Well, here's what happened. We talked to the agents and a couple of those free agents prior to the draft, shortly before the draft, and others weeks before. And the players, some players want to wait until after the draft. They get to a certain point, and they want to wait till after the draft to see what not only we do, but what other teams do to see what might be the best situation for them. So it's a matter of, I think, what we do and what they do now. This is, you know, everyone will sort through it, and they'll figure out where they want to be and have a better idea of what they want to do.
Good, Bob? All right, great.
We good? No, you guys waited long enough. If there's any more questions, seriously, I have no problem staying. If you've got something else, I've got. I mean, this is you guys waited out. I can handle this.
Was there some sort of attempt to create the most literary draft in NFL history, starting with Poe and ending with Hemingway?
Very good. I didn't even think about that. Is that a storyline? That's a great storyline.
Trying to find some other authors.
I should see if Hitchcock, he's not an author, but we should start going producers, and we should I'll have to think about that. Who else? I'm trying to think if there's anyone else in the draft that might have had an author's.
You got a head coach named Romeo.
That's true.
Too bad there's no Bill Shakespeare.
All right, guys, thanks for hanging out.
All right. Thank you.